Cool. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's September 2nd. I can't believe it's already September. We have a really special guest tonight, Ashley LaShure. Hopefully I'm saying your last name right. But she's going to be our guest speaker for tonight. So I just want to go through some rank advancements, some information before we actually get the call started. So I'm just to congratulate Annie Nutter for becoming an Emerald coach. Congratulations. And then we have Jennifer Strike, who's our coach of the week. Jennifer really kind of stepped outside of her comfort zone lately. She earned her free ticket to Summit by earning Success Club 3 months in a row. So she will be coming to Nashville with all of us next year, which is really exciting. And I'm sure you guys are seeing her videos on the team page. And I know we're all kind of getting little nuggets from that. So way to go, Jennifer. And I really can't wait to hear all your other videos for the rest of the week. It's really exciting. So, of course, new month means new promotions. So we have the PIO Challenge Pack, which is on sale for $140. Normally, it's $160. We also have the PIO Kickstart Challenge Pack, which is, I believe, normally $205, and it is on sale for $180. So a Kickstart Challenge Pack is when you get the 3-day refresh along with the workout program and Shakeology. So it's kind of giving that extra little kick for people to start off their journeys a little bit quicker. And then also the 3-day refresh challenge pack by itself is on sale for $140, and that's normally $160. So each month, you know, corporate always runs a little prize for hitting Success Club every month, and this one is the biggest prize ever, and you only have to hit Success Club 5 for this one. So if you hit Success Club 5 for September, you get the P90X base kit, the P90X2 base kit, and the P90X Plus series. So in total, it's almost $300 worth of workouts and nutrition guides that you're getting. Obviously, I'm earning this one because this one's pretty freaking cool. So all you have to do is help 3 people with their health and fitness goals for September, and you will earn this awesome Success Club prize. And then some housekeeping things. As usual, our team calendar is brand new for September, so make sure you check the team page. It is pinned on the page, so it is the first thing. If you're on a computer or if you're on your phone, you have to click on View Pin Post. The calendar will let you know when the trainings are starting. They will let you know when our team calls are, and they'll also give you a roundabout date of when you should be starting your free challenge groups, if you're going to have a free challenge group, and when you are going to be running your regular challenge groups. Also remember that we have our Team Bearcat 90 Days to Diamond training, and that is every Monday at 8:30. Here's the phone number and the pin, so just make sure you have that written down. Just give me 1 second. I have to mute somebody. Okay, that just drives me crazy sometimes. Okay, I think I got everyone. Okay, back to the PowerPoint. Okay. Yeah, so 90 Days to Diamond training, that is Bob Lucido's training call that he does on the phone. We are all welcome to it. I also put the recordings in our team page if you cannot listen to it on Monday nights. Also, make sure if you want to have a one-on-one call with your upline or with any of the diamonds, all you have to do is ask us. You know, don't feel that we're too high up to not ask us questions, or just ask for help. If you need a one-on-one call, all you have to do is ask us. If you do have questions and you need to know right away something, ask on the team page. That's why it's there. It's not there, you know, for us to just kind of share things with you, but it's there for you to get help as well. And also, Google is amazing. You can find absolutely everything on Google. Also, Super Saturday, which is our quarterly event, is coming up really soon. I know I keep talking about it, but I swear this stuff comes by like very quickly. The next one is October 17th. Make sure you have that down in like your calendar or wherever you kind of have the important dates. That way when it comes October, you're not like, oh, I already have plans. No, you already have plans because you're going to Super Saturday. Because you want to feel that energy of being around everybody and kind of getting to know that this is real. You know, it's not just something that you do on the computer, but you're doing this with people that are like sitting next to you. It's really great just to be surrounded by everybody, learn from those top coaches, you know, do workouts together to really be knowing that this is something real. The pod squad, that is the group that Jennifer Strike made up about listening. You know, each day we have a different personal development on a podcast that we listen to. It's going really well. So if you want to be added to that group, just ask Jen and she will put you in it. Also, there are new workouts in Beachbody on demand and new videos with Q&As from the trainers. So make sure you check that out and let your customers know if they have Beachbody on demand. Let them know that there's new workouts in there and that there's new kind of like interviews with the trainers as well. Also, we just started Coach Basics this Monday. If you have a coach in Coach Basics, make sure you ask them if they can see the group. Make sure you know, if they see the post for the day, make sure they don't need any help or see how they're doing. You know, doing a Coach Basics, it's completely new to them. And just kind of remember when you were a new coach going, into Coach Basics, you had no idea what was going on. So give them the most support that you can. And this week is the week that they're writing their coming out post. So make sure that you comment and like on their posts. Give your coaches the support they need. Give your team the support that we need, because if we don't work together, then we're not going to succeed. So make sure that we're being a team, helping each other out, and then we'll all be really successful. So I'm going to stop this PowerPoint. And Ashley, me and Ashley actually haven't talked yet before today, but we are on the same, we have like an East Coast region leaders page, and we do like weekly Zoom calls with Jeff from corporate. So she's in that group with me, and we thought it'd be a great idea to kind of trade team calls, just because sometimes, not that I'm boring, but it's great to just hear different ideas from other teams, hear what they're doing, and just kind of learn from somebody else. So I'm really excited to have Ashley on the phone with us, and to kind of hear her story, because she actually just quit her job 2 months ago from engineering to be a full-time Beachbody coach. She's a mom of boys. She's a 2-star diamond, and she's only been doing this for a year and a half. So I give her mad credit. That's awesome. All right, Ashley, thanks a lot for joining us, and you're up.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for having me on this call. I always think it's so motivating to hear other coaches, talk and share their story and share their tips of their success. And no matter what their rank is, because there are people that are just beginning that are very inspiring to me. So the rank has no matter. And I love how motivating it can be. So that's why I love getting on calls every week or running team calls every week, because as long as you have that one motivation, just one day a week, it keeps you rolling. And for me, I need that, because I tend to fall off track sometimes if something's not going my way or I'm not reaching my goals. And as a coach, it's tough sometimes. So you got to keep that motivation up. I guess I'll share a little bit of my story just quickly. When I signed up as a discount coach. I'm a mom, so I was very self-conscious of my body. I had, the wrinkly, saggy skin in my stomach area, and I didn't have any muscle definition at all. I was always fairly small, and so I just had like these little twig arms and twig legs. But my stomach was what I hated the most, especially after having kids. And, after you become a mom, you're so busy, and you use that excuse so much, no matter what. You will always say, I'm a mom, I'm too busy. I don't have time to work out. I don't have time for myself because my kids come first. I don't have time for myself because the laundry comes first, or everything in the house comes first before yourself. And so I was really down on myself a lot, and I I always worked 3 jobs. I was a single mom, so I always worked 3 jobs. And even with the 3 jobs, I would pick up side jobs because I couldn't afford anything. And as a single mom, it's kind of just what you have to do. You have to make ends meet. And I was young, and I the job that I just left, I worked in an engineering company. And even though I worked there, I was still serving on the side too. I've always just had those 3 jobs, always. And so I was drowning in debt. I, have crazy student loans. When I was young, when I first had my son, I racked up credit cards like it was free cash. So I'm still paying those off. I'm down to I had like 15 or 20. So now I only have 3 to pay off, which is awesome. And so, as you can imagine, having all that stress and being young and working all that much and still not being able to afford anything, and you have these self-conscious issues, you're down in the dumps. And so I really wanted to get back into fitness and work on myself. So my friend came to me, and she just started coaching. So she, told me to become a discount coach, and I can get a discount on what I want. So I got hip hop abs because I love to dance. And I didn't even get the challenge pack, which, at the time I didn't know how important it was and how much money you'd be saving if you did get the challenge pack. So I just got the hip hop abs. I did it every day. I had results pretty quickly. Within 2 weeks, my stomach was going down, and it was starting to tighten up more. And people started noticing that because I would post a little bit about it on Facebook. And so for 4 months of discount coaching, I didn't do anything with coaching. I just did it for me. I didn't care about coaching. I honestly didn't even know much about it. And I also just thought it was another like scheme. Everyone thinks it's a pyramid scheme. So I guess to fast forward 4 months, I would have to take my mom to chemo because she ended up getting cancer. So that's another thing. I was missing a lot of work because I would drive an hour to take her to go get chemo, and we would be there from 8 in the morning till 8 or 9 at night, and then drive an hour back at home. So I was always missing a lot of work, and I hated having to tell my boss I'm going to miss out on this work because I felt like I was going to get in trouble or I was going to lose my job. And, I wasn't making money if I was missing all this work as well. And during the time when my mom was going through chemo, she ended up losing her job. So I felt it was my responsibility to, take care of her. She was a single mom as well with me growing up. And so I felt like it was my priority to help her out as much as I can. And even though I had so much going on and I had so much debt, I still, tried to help her as much as I could. I would pay some of her smaller bills and, buy her groceries when I could, and obviously just be there for her. So the moment where I decided I really wanted to get into coaching, we were sitting, I guess it's my aha moment. We were sitting in the hospital while she was getting her chemo done. She was passed out because every time she got her chemo done, it was draining. So she would always sleep the entire time. So I would bring my laptop in, and I was scrolling through Facebook, and my coach, even though I was a discount coach, she added me into her coaching groups. And so I was in hers and her upline coaches group as well. So I was scrolling through, and I would see these people post about, you know, buying their first car straight out cash, or paying these credit cards off, or putting a huge down payment on their brand new house, or how much fun they were having and their amazing fitness and health results, and just how, overall happy they were. And so seeing that, it made me want that, because from where I was, I wanted to have those results in my body, to have that self image back, and to be happy with myself and not be so depressed. And obviously I wanted that income too, to be able to pay some debt off. I was tired of working 3 jobs, tired of requesting time off. And, I hated that, especially as a mom. You would always dream of working from home, and never did I ever think I would ever get there. But I did, which is amazing. And so after I saw all that, I contacted my coach and I was like, hey, I want to do this coaching. I really want to get into it. You know, I've just from doing my hip hop abs, I've gained my passion back for fitness. And, you know, it's clear that I love helping people no matter how, you know, stressed or down I am in my own life. I've always have put people before myself and always loved helping other people. And so she quickly helped me. And right from there, when I had that mindset, I was all in for coaching. I like went balls to the wall, I guess, and I quickly grew. And, you know, even though within a year and a half, I've been able to quit my career that I thought was my career at the time and work from home now, you know, I'm still learning. So I'm not just stopping here. I'm still learning every day. And, you know, 15-star coaches are still learning every day. So you're always learning something. There's always something new for you to research and build on. So never, ever get comfortable in where you are at either. So that's a little bit of my story. I'm going to be talking to you guys tonight about creating value in our products and in yourself, because it's very, very, very important to create value in order for you to be successful. I'm going to talk about creating value in products first, and I'm going to base it more on challenge packs because obviously we help more people with challenge packs than anything else. And so when you're talking to somebody about a challenge pack, you're not going to go to someone and say, you know, get this challenge pack because it's on sale and it's the best option. Just get that one. Because I know a lot of coaches, especially when you're new, you will say, oh, Pio's on sale. Just get that one because it's cheaper and it's the best option for you. And you don't ever want to do that because you want to first get to know that person, because right there, that's creating your value and putting you up high as a coach already. Because when you're taking the time to get to know that person and, you know, ask them if they're active or not, ask them how their eating habits are, and if they have any restrictions, you know, anything about their history that can help you pick out the right challenge pack for them, no matter if it's the 141 or the $250 one. Obviously, it's easier to, you know, sell a cheaper one than a higher up one, but if you're creating the value, price doesn't matter. So after you do get to know them and you get to know their back history and what they want to do, you know, their goals for themselves, you want to pinpoint the right challenge pack for them. And once you figure out the right one for them, so say the 21-day fix one is the one that you think is right for them. You want to tell them that, and then you want to tell them why. And when you tell them why, you want to always go back to what they told you about their history of their goals or whatnot, because then when you're saying, well, you know, I chose the 21-day fix for you because I remember you saying that you have really bad problem with, you know, portion control and you want to lose at least, you know, 10, 20 pounds. So when you're basing it off that, that's creating value as well, because it shows them that you took the time to get to know them and you're listening to them. And so third, when you go into detail of the challenge pack, you always want to go into detail, because obviously after you tell them the challenge pack that you think is right for them and why, they're going to say how much. And you never want to say price first ever, because it can scare people off. So what I do is I always go into detail of what is in that challenge pack. So 21-day fix, I would say you get the complete 21-day fix program. You get 30 days supply of Shakeology, which equals 30 meals. You get meal plans and recipes, portion containers to help you with your portion sizes, because like myself, I like to eat, you know, 5 plates if I can. Even if I'm full as heck, I will still try to shove it down until the food's gone off the stove. So always relate it back to yourself too. And also tell them that they'll get that support of you and support of other people like them within your accountability group that they'll be a part of. And also I like to mention, sometimes I always forget, but I like to mention that they can have a chance to join the Beachbody Challenge where they can win up to $100,000. I I don't know why I forget that a lot, but you definitely want to try to include that in your description because it's huge and it's important. And obviously, they'll be like, yeah, $100,000, that's awesome. So always go into detail. And then at the end is you don't ever want to say price until the very, 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 very end. So after, you get to know them, you pinpoint the right challenge pack, tell them why, and then you go into detail of everything. Then at the end, I'll say, so if we're basing on the 21-day fix, I'll say, right now it's $160, which is huge because the Shakeology alone is $130. So for $30 more, you're getting all the extra stuff. You're getting, the support. Um, you're getting the fitness program on top of that, on top of the Shakeology, the meal plans, the recipes, all of that. So when you are creating that value in that entire package and telling them that that's for them, not because it's on sale or because you said so, but it's for them because it matches what their goals are, and because with the entire package you'll have that success. If you're just getting Shakeology or just getting the 21-day fix by itself, you're not going to have that complete package, and in most times you're not going to have that complete success and reach your goals, because if you're just getting Shakeology, most times you're not working out, and if you're just getting a workout, you're not drinking that Shakeology. So the entire package is the best option. And that's how you want to tell them, because that's what's creating that value in not only you, but in that product. With other products, you definitely want to do your research, because obviously we have so many products. Sometimes I don't even know some of the stuff that we have. Like I literally had to take time and go through our office and see all the stuff. I never knew we had, you know, face cream and all of that. Like now we have the performance line, which is awesome. I love the Energize. It's amazing. I probably don't need to take it, but it's definitely amazing. And so you definitely want to do your research, especially creating value in our products. You want to know what our ingredients are. Obviously, a lot of our stuff, I can't even say some of the words, but you want to know like what the nutrition facts are and why our product is better for you than a cheaper product at Walmart. And you want to be able to answer that when someone asks that, because someone out there is going to ask that eventually. So you definitely want to do your research. Go to your Coach online office and look at the product training guides. When I first started, I was that person. I never did my research on anything, and I was just like, yeah, get that one because it's the one on sale, or get that one because I liked it and I liked doing it, or and I didn't know anything about it. I couldn't tell you one thing about Shakeology when I started, or even probably 8 months ago, I probably couldn't have told you. But I realized that my success was coming when I started to create the value in my products. So if you can go to the product training guides, and I really, really like that file because you can figure out what program would be right for different types of people. So that one's very important. Google, as Rose said, Google, we all love to Google anything. Obviously, not everything's true on Google, but most times you can Google anything and find what you're looking for. Read up on nutrition facts. I Google nutrition facts a lot, especially when people ask me questions too, and I don't know off the top of my head, because nutrition facts are huge. I never really cared to look at nutrition facts because I didn't know how to read them until I, met my boyfriend, and he's huge into nutrition facts. And now I'm crazy about it because, so many people know that out there, something can say it's healthy for you, or it can say, gluten-free or something like that. And you automatically think that it's, very healthy for you and you can have it. But you really have to read the nutrition facts, and it's all in the ingredients. And if you can Google something where because a lot of people say, well, I can get this cheaper at Walmart. So if you can Google something cheaper and then show them our nutrition facts and kind of just, if you just want to pick out a couple and figure out, why this is bad for you and why our stuff is good for you, that's creating that value. Even if it takes time to do it, it's worth that time. And because if you just give them a quick answer, it's, that's not value at all. And they're probably just going to not talk to you at all, or they'll ignore you like a lot of people. So definitely take the time to create value in that. And YouTube, I love YouTube, because if you don't know anything about something, such as, the new performance line, you can YouTube it and it's all there. It tells you the description of each one, the benefits of them, why they're good for you, and what each one does for your body. So YouTube is awesome. And your coach, ask your coach questions. I like to have my coaches, do research on their own. So, I suggest you research on your own and don't rely on your coach or your coaching groups to give you the answers, because I used to do that. And, even though you're asking it in the group and you're getting the answer, you're relying on it. So it's not retaining in your brain. So you're always going to go back and ask that same question and ask that same question. And eventually it's just like, your coach is like, I gave you the answer 10 times. And I was that person. So definitely take time to research on your own, because if you're doing the research yourself, you're going to retain the information and you're just going to learn it as you go. And so when I say to take time to, that's the glory of online work, is, you can take that time to look something up, even if you're making someone wait, 2 days, as long as you're coming back with research and proof and, visuals. I love visuals. Then that's creating your value in not only yourself, but your products. Again, that's creating the value, because if you were like me at one point and we're just, giving them quick answers, yeah, it's good for you. Yeah. Like, just, you want to give them what they want to hear. And that's not what you want to do. You want to take the time, do your research, give them pictures, do whatever you have to do, because in the long run, they're going to come back to you. And, if you're not creating the value in that, even if they do believe in what you're saying at first, and then they end up getting like the Shakeology or a certain workout program you told them to get, and it didn't work for them, because you didn't listen to what their needs were, then they're not going to come back to you if you didn't create that value and took all that into account. Creating value in yourself, that's what I'll talk about next. And creating value in yourself, I kind of talked about it within the products, because it kind of goes hand in hand. When you're creating value in the products, you are ultimately creating value in yourself as well, the way you are presenting your products. You are your own billboard, especially with our work on social media. You share everything. And, so you want to ask yourself what people see. So are you sharing your journey? Are you, sharing that you're doing the workouts and that you are drinking your Shakeology or using one of our products that you believe in? Are you sharing that? Because if you're not sharing it, then people aren't seeing it, and they're not going to believe in you at all. They might see you once in a while, and then they might see another friend of them that's a coach, and they see them constantly. And if they see them constantly and only you once in a while, then they're going to go to that person, because they believe in that person, because they're here to stick around, and they're not really quite sure about you over here, who's only doing it once in a while. So you definitely want to make sure you're sharing everything, even your struggles, your accomplishments, all of that, because people love the real you. Even if you're, struggling to pay a bill, or, you're having a bad day or a depressing day, share it, because we are supposed to be, very happy and positive people. Yes, but you are supposed to also share your struggles too. I mean, if you're having a depressing day every single day, maybe you shouldn't share that, but you want to share most of it, because that's showing the real you. And when you're being you, that's also creating your value, because you're not pretending to be, somebody else. And you want to show the world what you're about, and that's what intrigues them. For me, for instance, I never used to be consistent at all. And I realized that's what was hurting me in the beginning. And, as soon as I started being consistent, I started posting, my workout videos, or a picture of me working out, or me being a mom and doing homework, or, having a cheat day, eating ice cream, anything, posting any of that. And it led people to come to me. Even though we're supposed to reach out to people, it intrigues people to come to you as well if you're doing it consistently. I talked to people just recently that, I talked to a year, almost a year and a half ago when I first started. And that's when I wasn't consistent, and I didn't really know much, and I didn't know how to create that value. So, they contacted me just recently and like, hey, I see that you are very consistent what you're doing. I love the motivation, you're posting every day, and, it got me to get off my couch and do something today. And I love that. And, I know we talked about this a long time ago, but I'd love to join your challenge groups now. So even though you talked to them a long time ago, you can always switch it. Even though if you're not doing it right now, you can still improve and make it better. And then eventually those people will believe in you and come to you. So it's never, ever too late to change it around. Why is it important to share your journey consistently? Because that's you creating the value in you, in yourself, and showing them you aren't going away or going anywhere. Just like I said before, if they see you sharing all that, they're going to come to you, and they're not going to go to the other person they see all the time, because that's you creating value in you, and that is going to make them come to you because they can relate to you, and they see that, and they believe in you. So this also goes hand in hand with your team as well, because it's all about duplication. If what you're doing is working for you, obviously you're going to share it with your team if you have a team, and they're going to duplicate it, or make it their own in their own way, whatever works for them. And you're going to have value in your team as well, because it's going to trickle down. And if you have a good team behind you, then that also creates value in yourself as well, because it shows that you are a great leader. I also want to, share a story today. This guy, because it kind of goes hand in hand with this guy messaged me today, and I have no idea who he is. I guess he just follows me. And he asked me if he could switch to me as a coach. And I don't ever let anyone switch me unless their coach quit. Then maybe I'd let them, but yeah, I don't ever let anyone switch me. So, but I didn't want to just blow it off because it's not affecting me. I wanted to still help him. So I asked him why he wanted to switch to me, and he told me he was disappointed in the coach he signed up with. And I asked him why, and he told me that they were pushing him to, buy products for himself and to get people to buy products from him. And he just kept saying they're telling him to buy, or sell. And he was so turned off by that. And just what he was telling me, it gave me a bad taste in my mouth as well. But I wanted to help him. And, that just shows you right there that even if you already have, a challenger or a coach under you, if you're not creating that value, then they're not going to work, and they're not going to believe in you. If you're going to push people like that, or, make it all about being a salesperson when that's not what we're about at all, then that puts your value, down here, when it could be up here if you would just lead them and, help them out instead of doing it around that way. So I definitely wanted to share that. I think that's really all that I had. To recap what I talked about, though, you want to take time to get to know your people. That's what I tell all my team. I think it's very important. Even if you're not trying to get someone to join one of your challenge groups, I tell my team just to message 5 people, 2 to 3 people a day, and don't even mention anything about Beachbody. Just get to know people. That creates the value in you itself, is getting to know people, because it's genuine, and they see that you're not just trying to sell them something. Create value in your challenge packs. Like I said, never just push it on someone just because it's on sale. You want to get to know that person and pinpoint the right challenge pack for them based on their needs and their back history, and tell them that package and tell them why. And always go into detail of what that package comes with, and always do the price last. Never do the price first, ever. My biggest tip is do your research. Please do your research. Take the time to do it. It only takes 10 minutes a day to do it here and there. Obviously, you won't learn it all. I'm still learning stuff. There's so much stuff to know in this business, but if you take the time to reach, a little bit here and there, you'll get better, and you'll get better at creating your value in your products and creating the value in yourself. Let's see. Create the value in yourself by sharing consistently. Definitely consistently. I love that word. Being genuinely you. Don't pretend to be Lindsay Matway. I say her name because she's my favorite coach. So yeah, don't pretend to be like, the highest coach out there, or, one of your other coaches. Be you. And because that's what intrigues people, and that's what brings your following to you, because they have something they can relate to. Like, I relate to a lot of single moms, or I relate to a lot of moms who lift, because now I lift. I don't have these little string bean arms anymore. I got a little bit of muscle now. And be in your own billboard. Again, that creates, the value in you. And, we don't really pay to promote ourselves. We are our own billboard. We are a walking billboard. You post everything in your life pretty much, and that just creates the value in yourself right there. And I guess that's all I have. I hope I didn't talk too much, because I could probably give you an hour worth of information in 10 minutes.
No, that was great. Thank you so much. So I have a couple questions, because we do have a lot of new coaches. Do you mind staying on for a little?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Cool. All right. So we have a lot of new coaches on the line, and I think the most important thing is to get people on the phone. Do you do most of your conversations like halfway on Messenger and then get them on the phone, or where do you feel like, because I know everyone's kind of different. For me, it's phone. I just kind of want to see where you do most of your conversating.
Now, is this for when you're, like, for challengers?
Yeah, for a challenger.
For me personally, I've done some in person, just because, like, I've met other moms like at my child's sporting events, stuff like that. But most of my stuff I have done over the internet. I've tried getting in the habit of maybe doing some phone calls, but I guess it depends on the people too, because a lot of times people don't want to talk to me on the phone. Like, I don't know if they're scared, they're standoffish when it comes to that, and I don't want to push them either. So I kind of leave it up to them if it were to that point. But for me personally, majority of the time I do it on the internet.
Cool. My next question, and I get this a lot from new coaches, and I know I dealt with it when I was a new coach. What happens when, all right, say you post about your challenge group, and they message you, and the first thing that they messaged you with is, how much is it? How do you take control of that conversation? And
I get that all the time. It's like, I will message someone and be like, hey, I saw you were interested in my upcoming challenge group. And they'll say, the only thing they'll say is, how much? And I hate that so much when the people say that. But, I was that person at one point, so you got to step back and remember that. When they say how much, I say, well, it depends on the challenge pack you choose. Why don't you tell me, what your fitness goals are, and are you active now? And just, lead it like that way.
Perfect. Yes, I love that. So you always want to just take control of the conversation. You don't want to just spew out the information like, "Hi, it was $140," and that's it. Like, where's the value? There's no value in that. You're not helping the person by just giving them a number, because you're not even seeing if that would be the right challenge pack for them or not.
Right.
What I did want to mention about, knowing about nutrition, knowing about what you're doing with this. In this, we do a lot of personal development, and learning about nutrition, that can be part of your personal development. I love listening to, like, I'm huge into paleo. So I listen to a lot of like paleo podcasts. I read a lot of books about that stuff, and that just makes you more knowledgeable. And when you share about that stuff on your social media, like when you share that you're reading, I have like It Starts With Food. When like people see that you're reading that kind of stuff, they know that, oh, like Rose is doing her research. Like she knows what she's talking about. I feel comfortable asking her about a nutrition question. Maybe that will lead to them being a challenger, maybe not, but at least you kind of almost become that authority for people to kind of just go and ask, nutrition questions for. What else did I want to say? Ashley talked about, talking about your struggles on Facebook, and what you learn from that struggle. Because I think there's a difference. Like, you can be that whiny, complaining person on Facebook, or you can say like your struggles, but what you learned from it, how you grew from that struggle. And I made a little bit of a post about, my struggle tonight. I really didn't say what my struggle was, but I didn't say, "Pooh, I'm having a sucky ass day, I'm gonna bitch and whine." I said, all right, I'm having a bad day, but I'm going to look at the bright side of things. I'm going to see how can I change my mindset to where this is, to see where the glass is half full and not half empty. And the last thing I wanted to comment on was, I love when you said, you are your own billboard. I love that. You're not Shakeology. I hate when I see new coaches like make their profile picture Shakeology, or like their banner Shakeology. I'm like, no. I'm like, yeah, obviously Shakeology is great, but you're not Shakeology. Nobody, and I say this all the time, nobody wants to buy a $140 bag of powder. Nobody wants that. People buy into what you are, how you make them feel. They want to belong to that team you're a part of. They want to be as happy as you are. And people will pay anything for that. People will pay anything to feel amazing. Not just for a bag of powder, but because they want to feel like they belong to something. So be you, be that billboard of yourself. You're not Shakeology, you're not Beachbody. You are yourself. So represent yourself, and everything else will kind of come on through. So that's what I wanted to just kind of add. Does anyone have any comments or any questions that you want to ask Ashley? Going once.
It always seems like crickets on this one, on my team calls. It's like
We usually get one or two people that kind of come out of their shell. Let me see who's on. Jen, you're on. You always have a question.
Which one are you talking about? Is there more than one Jen on here?
I'm talking about you.
Oh, okay. No, I thought the call was awesome. I like the billboard thing too. One thing I did, what was that app that you said, the Any Do or something like that?
Yeah, it's any.do.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm a total list person, so that is perfect.
So I like live on lists.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Well, I think that's everything I wanted. Yeah, you did awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I have a question, Ashley, on my end. Someone said, for someone just starting, what advice would you give to getting started or to get started? I'm totally new. So maybe like, what's like your top like 2 tips for a new coach to get started on the right foot? Do you have any suggestions?
Yes. For a new coach, I always tell my new coaches to get familiar with your online office. There's so much information in there, and I never did that at first. So I always tell everyone to do that, because there are so many things that I had no idea about and I should have known about, because they were just basic little things. And there's so much training back there. And, you know, as a new coach, it's really easy to get very, very overwhelmed because there is so much information. But, you know, just take it step by step. Obviously, the coach that signed you can help you with that, so you're not overwhelmed, and give you tips on where to start. I also suggest always, you know, maybe starting out doing like a shake and share group where they just buy the sample packs of Shakeology or like the Performance line, and they can try it for themselves. Because obviously, as a new coach, it's hard for some to just jump in to do a challenge group. And it's hard for people to believe in them because they're so new, and, you know, they haven't seen the consistency of them on their social media yet, and they really haven't built themselves up yet. So that's something new that I've started suggesting, is doing kind of like a sample group like that, or even a free group, just to get yourself out there and show people that you are here and you're here to stay.
So for the new people, a shake and share is when you invite people to like do a workout with you, and you can like sample Shakeology, or like and this was how I kind of first got started. Was my aunt was part of a twins club, like for her community, and she let me go and do a workout with the moms, and then at the end, I just like made some Shakeology, and they like, you know, took some samples from the Dixie cup, and that's how I got a couple of my first customers. Was it awkward? Yes. Was I scared? Yes. But I did it and I got through, and some of those same people are still my customers today. And you can do that like if you're a teacher, or if your husband's like a firefighter and he has, you know, like his firehouse. You know, just ask people, and you'd be surprised. People will say, oh yeah, you can totally, you know, use this room to like do a workout with a couple of people, or even just have it at your own house with your friends. You know, they invite you to all that makeup stuff. You know, about time you can, you know, actually help them with something that's good for them, actually change their life. Yes, I love makeup too, but you know, you really do change lives with this.
I used to do Mary Kay at first.
Hey, I love Mary Kay. Nothing wrong with that, but it ain't gonna change your life.
I hated that aspect of it, though, just because I'm not a salesperson at all, so I didn't do anything with it.
Just use mascara.
Yep, I just used the mascara.
Anyone else with any last comments or questions? All right, I got one more. If you aren't personally familiar with the other workouts, do you think the information online provided to coaches is adequate to be able to speak to potential customers about them? So I would say, yeah, you're going to get a lot of information from the Coach Online office, but just know, like, if you, because we have some people who are just about to join on our team on the call, that on our team, we have everyone that has tried every single workout. So if you have, say, a person that gave you their goals and, you know, they like running, but they want to gain muscle, and you're really not sure what program will be good for them, you know, just post in the team page, and somebody's going to be able to help you. Somebody's going to be like, oh yeah, like, you know, this would be good because, you know, I do marathons, blah, 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 blah. So if you can't really pinpoint it out from learning from the online office about what the workouts are, just ask somebody on the team, you know, just post in there, and we, you know, there's somebody over, I think we have like over 150 coaches just in our team page. So one of us has done all the programs that we have. Would you agree, Ashley?
Yes, definitely. I definitely agree with that. My coaches always post in our group, you know, I have this person who has this problem or has this problem. What should I suggest? So definitely, you know, utilize your team members, but, you know, don't rely on them at the same time, you know.
Cool. All right, going once, twice. All right, thank you so much, Ashley. I really appreciate it, and I think it was a great topic. And thanks so much for spending your night with us.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
And thanks for everyone else who joined live. Talk to you guys soon.